Hi, good morning, good afternoon, whenever you are. My name is Leticia, and today we're gonna do a full face of my favorite products so far. So basically the products that constitute like my signature look, the look I go for most of the days, the real basic, the products that I think like, oh, I'd rather use this one, top of shelf, however you wanna call it. So first things first, taking the hair out of the face, having like a face prepped, clean, clear, moisturized, all of the shabam. And I have in front of me a ton of products. I don't use many products, but if you count one for each category, it kind of adds up in the end. I usually use one concealer, sometimes not even foundation, so let's check it out. My first product is the primer, obviously. I don't really use primer. I prefer the strobe cream from MAC, the Peach Light, and it's not like a conventional primer. It's just like moisture and glow to the face. That's what it brings, and I love it for that. It's just very natural. Sometimes like if you're really feeling good and confident on your face, you don't even have to apply anything else. And a good dupe for this would be the e.l.f. highlighter. I don't remember the name. I already showed the product in other videos. I'm going to post a photo. So what I do is that I come with my trusty Rare Beauty foundation brush and I just tap it in the areas I want to highlight. So basically, usually this area, like my cheekbones right close to my eyes, I even come to my eyes sometimes. Like I do like to create a C. I think it's very flattering. And the rest, I tap a little bit here in this area. This area in my skin is really dry, so you can use like some the bridge of the nose. And that's it for the primer. Honestly, my next step is concealer, and I don't really use foundation in day to day. I do have some, and they are mostly just hanging tight there, not getting used at all, not seeing any action. Those are my two favorite concealers. The 24-Hour Studio Fix is in the color NW24, and I mostly use this because it's a little peachy. I mostly use this to correct the under eye circles. So I'm going to apply now and let it set a little bit. And now we're going with my second favorite concealer, actually tied in first place because I love both. This, the Cosas one, you've seen here a lot. It's in the shade 3.5 and I use on most of my face. It's a very good face match for me. If I need or if I have any problem areas, that's what I'm gonna use. And I don't apply much, so usually I just take it out once and I don't go in again for more product. I try to cover a little bit here on this acne scarring zone and a little bit here because this area for me is very red, and that's it. So now we're gonna blend it, and I'm gonna start blending through my face concealer because I want to let this one set as long as I can. And now the eyes. So as you can see, this is like a very natural face of makeup. It's very low coverage. I mean, of course, I'm covering the parts that I see as problematic or that I want to, but in all the parts of my face, it's just, you know, you can see everything. You can see the texture, you can see the original color. That will only help me to apply less makeup in the next steps because I don't have to apply as much blush because you can already see a little bit of the blush, the natural blush or the contours because it's not heavy coverage. So they're not blanking my face. And as you probably guessed, my next step is blush. My favorite blushes are cream blushes, and those are the ones. So this is MAC Go Play Blush in the color So Natural. It actually is so natural. It's very much a color of a skin, a little bit peachy, but very good color match. And this is very similar, is the Ruby Rose. I've already showed it here. Today, I'm going with the MAC one because it's new for you guys, but also because it's actually my favorite. And sometimes I double up. I use this one and that one just because, you know, cannot ever have too much blush, I suppose. My face is a little bit dry today. I hope it does come out well in the end. And this blush is just so cool. Look at this texture. It's putty. I love it. And you don't really have to be super careful because it's not highly pigmented, at least the color I have. So you can just like go in and like get lost in the blush application. It's awesome. I love it. But if you wanna apply more, you can. It's not impossible to build up the color. that makes this blush perfect for blush draping. A new addition, but powder one, is this one from Essence. This blush is just, you know, the blush, and is in the color Befitting. I already showed it here. I don't usually go towards powder blushes, but I'm kind of like trying to get used to it, try to get into it, just to help set my makeup and help a little bit with the color intensity. So I'm going in with my Refer 04. That's it. Very mild, very fast and straightforward application. It's mostly just to set and give it a little bit of, you know, pop. And the next step would be the contouring. I don't do heavy contouring. I don't like it particularly on me, but I do have a perfect color match for me, which is also a product that I have so much pleasure using, even though it doesn't have a luxury package. Is the Kaleidos Charisma Contour Palette in the color Cool and Light. I think I've already showed it here before, but like the colors are so good. Super extra natural. If you have a coloring similar to mine, I do recommend this 100%. I think they actually changed their packaging. I don't know if the formula is still the same, but I would certainly try. I do recommend it. It's worth it if it's anything like this one. So I'm going in with this big one, which is basically the bronzer, and I also use this to basically set a little bit more my blush in the same area. And I don't do this every day, but sometimes I'm feeling inspired and I go in with the contour shade, which is not very pigmented. It does show up, but it's very dummy proof, let's say like that. You can go slowly and do your job. You don't have to be very afraid that it's just gonna look like mud on your face suddenly, but do take out the excess just so you can have control over it. And then I just press it like under my cheekbones a little bit, like this, slowly. I don't go in for more product and I just blend a little bit. You see, you go almost like over your hair, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. It's not, you're never supposed to come like closer to your mouth, otherwise you drag your face down. It's always like here in the corners. So you bring it up, bring it up. If I'm feeling like, ooh, let's do a little snatch, I just go in for a little bit more product, or if I have already a lot in my brush, I don't even need that. Take out the excess. And I apply very freely around my nose, just to give it like the tiniest bit of contour. And down here too. It's like honestly not even noticeable. Like if you look at my face, no, you can see anything, but it just makes me feel good, I guess. Don't forget to hydrate yourself. So my last step is actually a step that I've been introducing this last couple of months in my routine, and I've been kind of needing it because, well, mostly because it's summer, but because it controls a little bit of shine in areas I don't want the shine, even though I'm not really sure that those areas do exist. I love my shiny face, like a glazed donut. But anyways, I digress. It's powder. So I have this sample, I think I got it in Sephora for my birthday gift. It's the Translucent Loose Setting Powder from Laura Mercier. And it's basically everything they say it is. It is super ultra good. I used to stay away from powders because I have very textured skin, and most powders are very punishing for people with textured skin because they dry up all of those patches and textures and they show up like crazy. In real life, at least, it does show up very badly, like it ages you. What I did in the past is that I just stayed away from powders, like period. And now I'm going back, but I am using a good one. Some would say the best one, which is the Laura Mercier one. Just swirling a little bit. And honestly, that is usually enough for me. I'm not like a super big fan of like powder face. I am very interested though in trying a powder foundation. I've always been. Maybe I'll do that. I'm not really sure if that's my thing, but you know, trying new things, it's healthy. It's important sometimes. And that's the part where if I am very inspired, I will apply highlighter. My oldie, very oldie and goodie Benefit Dandelion Twinkle. As you can see, it's basically almost used up. It's honestly like I probably just should throw it away. I just apply in the tops of my cheekbones, in the high points of my eyes, and in my nose. Those are the most natural places for me to apply for my face shape and that I enjoy on myself. And it's finally time for eyes. Wow, it's here. I never do the eyes first, even when I'm doing like dark, heavy, makeup eyes. I always forget, but that's probably like a good thing if you do that. I'm coming up first with my caviar stick. This one's strapless. I also got it for my birthday. It's Laura Mercier, so I think it was a Laura Mercier kit. And I love this color. It's like just the color of my skin, like this part of my eyes, with a little bit of shine. So it's extremely natural, but you know, it's still like I'm tidy up. And I just go cover the whole mobile lid. You can use a brush. I do prefer to use my fingers. I like interacting with products like this. So this is such a good shade that I also use it on the under eye because it's very close to my skin color, so it doesn't really darken it. It just gives it a little bit of special, you know, like you can see how this eye is more awakened. And now I go with another caviar stick from Laura Mercier, but this is the color Cocoa, which is the very traditional matte brown. And I like to just do a little bit of outer corner demarcation. Something that I've been enjoying a lot, and I used to do that more, now I'm back to it, is using my NYX Jumbo pencil in the color Milk, which is basically a matte white, in the inner corners and giving it like a punch of brightness. Nice, huh? Something that I use sometimes with the caviar stick in Cocoa, sometimes in the place of it, is my Makeup by Mario eye pencil in the color The Perfect Brown. And it's really, really good. I don't know if it's like the best eye pencil, but it's the only one that I have and actually enjoy. I don't have many actually. I think I have like 2. Anyways, and I do basically more or less the same thing, like just the outer corners. And I also blend it, but this one will demarcate more. Like the Laura Caviar stick is more like eyeshadow blended, like creaminess, the dream cream goddess. This is more like a pencil, so this will demarcate the line. You can blend it still, but it will be more like present, like the shape. I guess it's less malleable, that's what I was trying to say. I also like bringing my beauty mark, which is natural, back because sometimes it looks almost like a smudge. I actually had people ask me in the past if this was like my eyeshadow that was smudged, and I was like, it's a beauty mark. It's been there since I was born. Anyways, I do most of my eye makeup with my hands. I do enjoy that. I like that experience interacting with the textures. That's very nice to me, and it gives me like that sense of like luxuriousness. It's like, oh, creaminess. Most of the time I always feel like I'm lacking in glitter and shine in my eyes. I use many palettes. This is not like really my favorite, but that's the one that is closer to that topper shine glorious look, which is this drugstore Revlon So Fierce Prismatic Palette in the color That's a Dub. It's great. I saw that the first time, I think it was in a video of Amanda Z, and she's completely right. This is absolutely great. The one I use to top to just give it a little bit of glitter, it's usually this one, the first one, but this one is very good. Even though it looks a little metallic, it does a really good job from the outer corner if you just want to like give it a little bit of a... I'm also going to apply this with my finger because I enjoy it. Another thing I enjoy is just like bringing almost like a curve from here to my eyebrows. I like the shape it does, like it creates on my eyes. I kind of emphasize this, like this inner corner, and then it comes up. I think it's a nice movement. I like it. I've done even with colors and it still look great. I love that kind of thing. And I do it almost every day. Now is usually the time where I bring my eyebrows from the dead, because after powder and foundation, concealer, whatever, they are a little bit... My ultimate favorite product, and no one, not even the Glossier, beats this, is the Well Brow Gel from e.l.f. This one is in the color Neutral Brown, but I think I also use the Deep Brown, and it's also pretty good because my eyebrows, I don't know if you noticed, they are actually black. They're not like, oh, they look black. No, they are black. My eyelashes and my eyebrows, they are black, even though my hair is not. So I have to be careful not to use something too dark, because otherwise it's gonna look like blocky. But I can't use something too light, otherwise it's not gonna show up. This one doesn't have fibers in it, at least I never noticed, but it's just great. It's just does everything I want to, because the gel is very controllable and it just colors a little bit the skin underneath, and it gives it a shadow, but in a very blended way that you can't really tell is there. And because my eyebrows are not really like a problematic part of my face that I really want to change a lot, this is more than enough that I need. I think this is my third one or so. Curvex. I use it almost every day. I have hooded eyes, downturned eyes. I need to use Curvex. It makes such a big difference. I do recommend try. I know it sounds like a torture instrument, and it is, but it gets you good results if you use it well though. I would say I do every eyelash in 3 different places. So I do it in the base, I press, I pull it up, do it again, press, do it again, press. And then right after I apply mascara. I don't wait to do both and then apply mascara in both, because then the first one's gonna be droopy already. So don't wait. Oh, needless to say, the only 2 mascaras I have, the Visela combo. There's nothing particularly special. It's like a very good mascara, but if you want to buy one, you know, and you're in North America, the brush is the best part of it. So it's basically a plastic brush that is curved, so it helps you get into it. And then for me, it's like perfect application. I love how it applies. So if you did any mistake, don't fret, just get a spoolie, a clean one, and just go there, wait for it to dry and take it out. Or if you also think you applied too much, just go and brush it a little bit. It's gonna take some of the product out and it's gonna look more natural. I had to apply in the bottom lashes because I kind of colored it when I applied the caviar stick, but I do like to do that usually. I actually use mascara on my bottom lashes a lot of the days, most of the days probably. And some days I go with the more detailed one and I try emphasizing this outer edge, which is my favorite part to be really emphasized, because that gives that kind of like bedroom eye look. And now lipstick. Actually, another drugstore, like, I don't know, drugstore is doing pretty well. Like, the packages, I do admit, they're not the coolest one, the most luxurious ones to interact with, even though some brands are getting really better, much better at it, like e.l.f. But the products though, the products are great, and you get to try a lot of colors and maybe get out of your comfort zone with like a lower budget, which is also great. For my favorite lipstick, well, my list right now is this Revlon one. This is the Revlon Super Luscious lipstick. This particular color is the mink, but I do use the rose velvet almost every day. With this one I was thinking more like, oh, let's go to a 90s vibe, but I do love this color too. It's like a kind of cold brown, not taupey, but almost like 90s brown. And it's kind of natural, but gives you that, I think she's going for 90s. Yeah, for sure, she's going for 90s. My ultimate favorite gloss from all time, wow, is the Lifter Gloss from Maybelline. This color is just one that I had close by, which is the Silk. My favorite that is almost gone because it's in my purse and I use it almost every day, it's Opal, which is basically translucent with like a little bit of shine, and I think it's just like so juicy and nice. This one also has a little bit of shine, but it does have like a background color, which is very like the color of your lips. It's still very pretty. You can barely tell that there's a little bit of shine and glitter when you apply, but I like it. It gives you like juicy lip, and I think it's very, very cute. It doesn't get sticky, it doesn't gather on the corners. It's just like, it's just like a huge no for me. Getting sticky and gathering the corners is like set it on fire. For last but not least, favorite setting primer. Well, it's the only one I had up until the moment that I tried the micro one from e.l.f., which is also pretty good. My fave is the Rare Beauty, which you probably already seen in my project pan. Is always an Optimist 4-in-1 mist. Yes, I've been using it for a long time, but I've been using it constantly. You can see here. You just have to shake it to mix the contents, the two or more type of liquids, because I think there are essence oils, because it does smell like it, and I love the smell. It's very like spa smell, like it makes me like, oh, nice, this is nice. And I do use it a lot, like, and a lot at application. This is what makes makeup look better. It's the setting spray. I don't know, like I didn't care for setting sprays that much until I watched Kaki Reviews Beauty talking about it, and I was like, oh my god, it's so good. And then I started to notice, and I started to try it. I got the e.l.f. one, and I was like, yes, this saves my makeup, saves the day every single time. Sometimes I even apply before I finish. Like after I made just the face makeup, I just apply it. It's freshen up, and then I can keep applying my makeup. It's just glorious, and it's worth it. So now let's give you a close-up of the finished look, my daily look, let's say. It looks so much fresher now with the spray. And sorry if I forgot to say, it does add shine. I do like shine, so not a problem for me. If you don't, maybe go for something else, another type of spray. But if you do like the finishing that this added, there you go. I hope you enjoyed yourself. I hope you had a good time. I did. Those are my top of shelf favorite products so far from the year, whatever. Doesn't matter how you want to call it. This is the products where I reach for every day. If I have an option, it's always them. I hope you have an awesome day. Thank you for watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, everything that you do. I do hope you have an awesome day. See you in the next one. Bye.